Hello, and welcome to What's the Big Idea? I'm Kelsey Selleck. Normally, I get the pleasure of working behind the scenes with our podcast hosts and guests. Today, though, I'm stepping in front of the mic to bring you something a little different. Today, we're taking a little break because most of our staff and volunteers are in Kansas City, Missouri for our Global Finals tournament. Global Finals are like the Olympics of Destination Imagination, featuring top teams from all around the world who are showcasing their work after months of preparation. If you've never been to Global Finals, it's hard to describe the buzz of creativity that's felt by thousands of people throughout this event. So, we asked some DI alumni to describe their Global Finals experiences with you. Enjoy!
Hi, my name is Shelby Totten, and I am a former DIer. My experiences at Global Finals are something that I still talk about today. Meeting people from literally all over the world was just completely surreal. Being in a different state with my team and coaches, with more responsibility and freedom than I was used to, with my parents not being there, definitely made me feel more grown up than I was. And as an adult, I can look back on those times and recognize that DI and Global Finals in particular really did help me grow up fearlessly. When I went away to college myself, I wasn't afraid of that dorm life or walking through a diverse campus because I'd experienced it before at DI and at Global Finals. I developed this confidence to make my own decisions and independently face those consequences when necessary. So these big firsts that I experienced at Global Finals left a permanent and profound print on my life that I could not be more grateful for. And I honestly would not be the woman that I am today if it wasn't for my experience at Global Finals.
My name is Ava Mae Scheib. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I was a team member at Global Finals 2013 and then 2015 through 2018. My favorite memory from Global Finals would have to be when we were loading our props into the prop storage before our main challenge. In my 2017 Global Finals, we were loading our props in and we were sort of late to loading them in. So most of the other teams already had all of their props in there. And it was so cool because we were just wandering around and admiring everyone else's creative uses of everything, all the materials that they used and how they thought to solve the challenge that hadn't even come to our minds. My favorite thing that we saw was definitely there was a team, I believe from Texas, who had built like a giant piano out of a bunch of like cardboard and other, typical DI materials. I can't remember exactly what was in it, but it was a fully functioning piano. And so part of their team challenge was to play the piano. And I think it was actually one of the elements that they had chosen to get looked at specifically by the judges. And it was so cool watching them set up their stuff and, just being able to walk around and look at how creative everyone else was. It kind of, in some ways, it was very humbling because it was like, wow, they came up with all of that and this is all we have. But in a lot of ways, it was also super creative and really neat to just see how everyone else had approached the challenge, because there's something about Destination Imagination when you have 7 different brains working on the same project, but then each group of 7 is totally different. It creates so many different offsprings from the same basic challenge. And it was just so neat to be able to see all of the different ways that people used their different materials and the props and all of that. One of the most important things to me that I learned about myself and about working with others through Destination Imagination was some of the teamwork skills and the communication skills that are super important. It actually helps me like every day in my day-to-day life. So I hope that from Destination Imagination in general, students and team members who are participating now are able to understand truly how big of a difference that makes and how important and integral to the rest of their lives that ability to work as a team is. But specifically about Global Finals, I hope that students are able to get a good understanding of the diversity and the different places that people come from and the cultures that they come from, because, some of my other favorite memories were just talking to the people. There are so many people from so many different places. So I really just hope that students on teams today and especially at Global Finals, are able to still experience the multicultural diversity that Global Finals really is. It's a microcosm of the world. And I think that is one of the most important things for students to realize, is that they're surrounded by so many different people from so many different places. And I really hope that team members still engage with that and take advantage of that while they still can.
Thanks for listening. We would like to acknowledge that this episode was created on land originally inhabited and cultivated by the Delaware, Miami, and Shawnee nations. We are grateful for this land and for the people who have stewarded it for generations. Special thanks to our alumni who contributed to this week's episode. If you'd like to inspire even more big ideas for young people around the world, consider making a charitable donation to DI at destinationimagination.org/donate. I'm Kelsey Selleck. Thanks for listening to What's the Big Idea?
The U.S. Department of Labor estimates that 65% of today's students will be employed in jobs that have yet to be invented. We have no way of knowing what those jobs will entail, but we do know that the skills that will prepare them for success are the skills that they develop through Destination Imagination. Hi, I'm Johnny Wells, Director of Education for Destination Imagination. Before joining the staff, I was a team manager for over 40 teams. Being a team manager is still one of the most rewarding experiences for me, as I watched hundreds of students thrive and grow. Destination Imagination, or DI, is an international project-based competition that reinforces the 4 C's: creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. You probably heard about those skills in today's episode, and DI is the place where kids like yours develop those skills for themselves. Students work together in small teams to create solutions to an open-ended challenge. DI's team challenges fall into one of 7 categories: scientific, technical, engineering, fine arts, improvisation, service learning, or, for the younger children, early learning. A DI team selects one of these 7 challenges and prepares a solution to present at a local tournament. Throughout the experience, students create projects, solve problems, build relationships, learn new concepts, and have a great time in the process. We're building the workforce of the future. Today's DI participants are tomorrow's innovators, problem solvers, and leaders. If that sounds like a good fit for you and the young people in your life, we'd love to have you join us. To get started today, visit destinationimagination.org/learn more.